Alright guys, thinking a lot about blame recently and how it's always someone else's fault. Sort of that thing that niggles at us the whole time, that we always have to try and find someone else to blame for whatever the hell our problem is in life. Obviously street performers experience it quite a bit during a recession, particularly right now. It's happening a lot. A lot of shopkeepers aren't making as much money as they used to, and so they look for the easiest thing to blame. And one of the obvious ones is, oh well, those street performers are out there, they're making money, so if they're making money, that's money that I'm not going to make because they're taking it. Well, in fact, we're all making less money because there's just not as much money around. It's the recession. But it's something we all do constantly, all the time. It's the fault of the train company for not having enough staff on. That's why we miss the train. It's the fault of the government for not doing this. That's why we're not able to do that. It's the fault of that bloke for getting angry with me for slowing down in my car. Whatever. It's always, and don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is other people's fault, but in every situation, we probably are also to blame to an extent as well. And I think one of the bravest things we can ever do as human beings is to admit our fault in something. Of course, the flip side to this is blaming yourself for absolutely everything and becoming a ball of guilt. Whereas, one must also acknowledge that everyone is human, we are all human and we all make mistakes. And they're just silly mistakes, and we have to forgive other people and forgive ourselves. But also, to accept that it's okay for something to be your fault, because when everything is everyone else's fault completely, it's completely out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it, and it drives us mad, because we want to change everyone else, but we can't. Whereas as soon as something becomes at least partially our fault, there's something we can do, because we can change that one thing in ourselves, or number of things in ourselves. And that actually is very empowering. So while it is very scary, and while it's so brave to admit fault, it's also one of the biggest releases we can find, I think. Yeah, just something to think on there.